Grab your coffee, let's take a ride. It's wealth and wisdom time will rise. Author, investor, educator, sharing the wealth, building things we should do. From trust to thinking, it's all a must. Your guide to wealth is learning the trust. Legacy matters, secure and bright. Dreams take shape with every insight. Rules and assets, life insurance plans. Building for your future with expert hands. Slow cost money and more. Building wealth with knowledge galore. Asset protection plans to grow. Dream and watch your dreams overflow. From saving today to transfer life. Breaking generational wealth divides. Healthcare directives, banking tips. We're here to help your fortune eclipse. From saving today to transfer life. Breaking generational wealth divides. Healthcare directives, banking tips. We're here to help your fortune eclipse. So now it's time to learn. Some wisdom's your return. Invest, protect, and buy for sure. Signing off is all time, money, and more. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's 7 a.m. and it's time to rise and shine for another edition of Soul Talks Money and More. I am your host, Dr. Sabrina Edmond Williams, educator, author, and investor, opening minds and closing contracts. I am so noted. And I am so very excited and so delighted to be here with my WMPR and WGDQ listening audience and my YouTube viewing audience. Thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in this third Monday in my birthday month, May. I have to start the show off, Mr. Armstrong, by sending a big congratulations all the way from here at WMPR to Mr. Jamal Roberts, Meridian, Mississippi's own, the 23rd season American Idol. I did not watch the show. I will go back and watch the replays. But from what I hear, Miss Armstrong, they tell me that young man was channeling David Ruffin. They say he sang up a storm last night. I understand they had 26 million votes for Jamal on last night, which was twice the amount of votes that they had last year. So we know how to show up and show out and support our own. Again, congratulations from Dr. Williams and the entire staff here at WMPR as well as WGDQ. We are so very proud of Meridian, Mississippi's own Mr. Jamal Roberts, the 23rd season American Idol winner. We are proud of you, Jamal. Shout out also to Elder Kendrick Barnes and Sister Carrie Barnes and the St. Peter's Church of Christ Holiness USA congregation down in Hazelhurst, Mississippi. We had an opportunity to be with them on Wednesday evening, and I tell you, it is good to be in good company and to be treated well. I will show up in Hazelhurst anytime Elder Barnes sends for me. If he puts out the call, Dr. Williams is coming. If there's any way possible, because he certainly does see the vision. He certainly supports what we are doing and encourages his members to listen and learn. And we certainly appreciate all of the niceness, the kindness, those who showed up, those who asked questions, those who participated, those who bought books. We certainly thank you, and we appreciate our friends down in Hazelhurst, Mississippi. Want to just share with you a couple of upcoming events that we have. This Saturday, May the 24th, I will be at Soleil Coffee House in Fondren. Now that was scheduled, that appearance was scheduled for 2 weeks ago, but of course we got a rainy day that day, and it literally rained all day long. So we're going to do a retry, a redo, as they say. Our plan is to be there from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So we're inviting all of our listening audience to stop in for some coffee and conversation.
We certainly want to go over and support Black-owned business, Soleil Coffee House in Fondren. We are inviting you. We know that is a holiday weekend. We have Memorial Day weekend coming up. We're likely to have a lot of guests, visitors in town. Bring them on over to Soleil Coffee House. You know, I had asked Mr. Jones about doing a live remote when we had the event scheduled a couple of weeks ago. We're going to see if he will honor that this time, this Saturday. So you never know. We very well could have that live remote going. We very well could have some prizes. You just never know. You got to show up and find out what we have going on over at Soleil Coffee House in Fondren. Want to encourage you to remember that we are doing a philanthropic campaign, the Blessed to Bless campaign. Again, we are trying to make sure that you understand that this mission is way bigger than us. It's not about us. It's never been about us. We do what we do out of love for the community, love for the people. And so the way our campaign works is when you buy the book, I receive a blessing because, of course, you can't print books for free, and there's cost associated with that. So you bless me. You receive the blessing as the person who purchases the book. If you read the book and implement the things that we're trying to share and teach you, that will be your blessing. And also, if you are selected as the winner in our drawing, which our next drawing will be held the first Monday in June, then we will be honoring a father. If you are selected as the winner, you get to decide which father you will bless. That may be your father, it may be your grandfather, your brother, your uncle, your husband. I don't know. Whomever you choose to bless, we just ask that you give us that name and we will do our part and get the blessing out to them. We take $5 from the sale of every book, put it into a pot, and we will draw a name on the first Monday in June. So we ask that you come on out to Soleil Coffee House. We have very limited means for getting a physical copy of the book. You have to either show up at one of our live events, go to my website, which is www.iamsonoted.co to get your copy of the book. And that's pretty much the only ways. You can go on Amazon and get the e-copy. You can go to learningtotrust.org and get your e-copy as well as your audio copy, but you cannot get that physical copy unless you see Dr. Williams. And it was designed that way. So we are certainly hoping that you will show up and support not only what we're trying to do, but support that Black-owned business, Soleil Coffee House in Fondren, this Saturday, May 24th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Next thing I want to share, I got a text yesterday that really just excited my heart. I was invited to be the guest speaker for the Ladies' Day program down at Prentice First Missionary Baptist Church in Prentice, Mississippi. Now, the reason why my heart was so excited, you guys, is that is my hometown. That is my home church. And I tell you, you can go wherever you want to go in this big old world. And you know, you can do whatever you want to do on the big stage, but you know you have made it when your own folks, your home folks, invite you to come back home and share what it is that you do. What is the saying? The prophet is without honor where? In his own hometown. So I'm so excited and delighted to be going back home to Prentice, Mississippi, and that will be Sunday, June the 22nd. We will continue to announce that, and we invite the community to come down and join us there in Prentice, Mississippi at Prentice First Baptist Church. Now, by way of announcements, I have to share something with you that I've been working on for a while, and we were able to get this done, get it done. Remember, Dr. Williams says the word in 2025 is implementation. We ain't going to just sit up and talk about it. We're going to be about it. And one of the things that has been placed on my heart and in my spirit is to launch a podcast, which I have done. My podcast is called Hey, what else? So Talks Money and More, the podcast. We launched it a couple of weeks ago on my YouTube channel, which is I Am So Noted. IAMSEWNOTED. I am so noted. And we are inviting each and every one of you to check out the episodes that we have uploaded so far. We're inviting you to share the episodes with those in your circle that you know need to hear this messaging. Maybe they're not tuning in at 7 a.m. like you are. But we decided to use a different platform, but the messaging is certainly the same. We're still talking about the importance of building, protecting, and properly transferring wealth in the Black community. So we want you to take some time, tap in to the podcast episode, including this week's episode that just dropped entitled When Big Daddy Dies Broke. Yeah, you heard me. When Big Daddy Dies Broke. Again, you can find So Talks Money and More, the podcast, on my YouTube channel at I Am So, and that's spelled S-E-W. I Am So Noted. I received a text message on yesterday about a young lady named Natalie over at the Walgreens right across the street there at Ellis and Robinson. Um, I don't know Natalie, but the text I received said simply that Natalie was serving up some very good customer service over at Walgreens. And it is my honor, it is my pleasure this morning to give Miss Natalie a shout out. You know, in our community, and when we look at where we are as a society, we often are quick to talk about those individuals that are not doing well or that don't do good in the community. But when we find people that are doing, we want to use that same energy in highlighting them and their accomplishments. So I want to just give a shout out to Miss Natalie. I don't know if you're listening to the show. I don't know if you even listen to the show, but for those of you that patronize Walgreens right here at Ellis and Robinson, if you happen to go in and you see Miss Natalie, just let her know that Dr. Williams sends her congratulations to her and her thanks to her for doing what she does and adding value to the lives of her customers. And that is my segue into today's monologue on being the difference, adding real value in every space. Be the difference. Add real value in every space. On last week, I was traveling on Lakeland. I was headed to the bank and got close to the bank, and I merged over into the left turn lane to make my turn there into the bank. And I noticed that the light changed and the cars in front of me didn't move. So I'm sitting there, and I think we may have gone through a couple of light cycles, and you're trying to figure out what's going on. I'm about, I guess, the fourth or the fifth car back. So I'm trying to just really understand what's the delay, what's causing this delay. I sat there long enough to notice that the car that was at the head of the line pulled out, began to make the left turn, and then the car apparently stalled. And that was what was holding up traffic and preventing the rest of us from making our left turn. Now, as I'm sitting there, I noticed a guy in the oncoming traffic that was sitting there waiting at the light, waiting for the light to change. This guy immediately jumped into action. He jumped out of his truck, he ran over, and he started pushing the driver through the light on across Lakeland so as to not further delay the traffic. The fact that this gentleman saw a need and immediately sprang into action to offer a solution in my opinion, says a lot about that gentleman. I can't really say I'm surprised though, because I noticed that the gentleman was wearing military fatigues. And I think that also indicates that he's probably used to springing into action in times of need. I'm not sure if that gentleman is listening to the show this morning. He's probably not. It's likely that he's probably not even listening to the show this morning. But I'm so happy that I was able to witness that incident, because not only did it remind me, Mr. Armstrong, that in spite of everything that we see that's going on in this old mean world, there's still some good people out there. There are some people that will lend a hand in times of need. And seeing that, witnessing that, helped me to prepare my thoughts for today's show. So, if you listen to Dr. Williams, if you've listened at all, I've said it once, I've said it before right here on this show. There are 4 types of people in this world. They are the people who make things happen, people who watch things happen, people who talk about what's happening, and then those who simply wonder what's going on, what's happening. They just wonder what's happening. In any given situation, there are bound to be people that fall into one of those 4 categories. Any situation. And that does include those of you in my listening audience and my viewing audience as well. Even though Dr. Williams gets up at 4:30 a.m. every Monday morning so that I can get dressed and be at this radio station not later than 6:30 a.m. Have to be here early because the boss says I need to be here early. You never know what you're going to walk into. Like this morning, get here and there's no internet. My computer is not able to connect to the internet. But you have to be here early. And I do that so that I am prepared for my 7 a.m. show. Even though I have no sponsors, I have no underwriters. So each month, that means I have to go into my personal bank account and write this radio station a check for the privilege of continuing to share a message that I truly believe is desperately needed in our community. Even though there are far more people who watch, talk, and wonder than actually even take any of my advice or do anything to make something happen. It is what it is, and inevitably people fall into one of those 4 categories. I get it. I understand. However, I want to challenge those in my listening audience and my viewing audience to consider this. There are so many things that are needed to make this world a better place. So many things, you guys. And each of us has an opportunity every day of our existence to add value through our acts of service, our thoughtful expressions, gestures, and our words. There are many things that each of us can do to add value to the lives of others and to this world. One way that Dr. Williams has chosen to add value to the world around me is by using my voice, my time, my talent, and my treasure to educate my people. That was my choice. And since I am an educator, when I see something that occurs within our community that can serve as a learning opportunity, or a teachable moment for our community, I choose to share those things on my platforms, not as a means of making a mockery out of anything or anybody. No, that's not what I do. That's not who I am. I choose to share those things as a means of encouraging each of us to do better, to be better, to live better, and to give better. That being said, I truly appreciate all of you, everybody who tunes in. I see my good friend, Miss Linda Gaddis, down in Hattiesburg, is listening to me on YouTube. I'm sure I have people listening down at WGDQ on the radio. And I appreciate you. God knows I appreciate the entire community and the support that you give to me. And I welcome your comments. I welcome your feedback. I welcome that from any of you on anything that we discuss on Soul Talks Money and More, whether your comments are made live on air. I rarely ever have anybody that calls in, but when you choose to call in, just know that Dr. Williams appreciates you and appreciates your comments. If you choose to make comments on YouTube, I appreciate you. However, I would ask this. If you are going to express yourself on my platform, please share things that add value, that are value added, things that others can either hear or read that will add value to them. And by all means, please feel free to share not just your thoughts or solutions that others can implement, what other folks need to be doing, but share the solutions that you are either currently doing or solutions that you are willing to do to add value to the community. Because the reality is, people, the work is plentiful. There's enough work out here for all of us to choose something to do, to choose a mission, to choose a ministry. There are plenty things, plenty causes for all of us to make a selection about what we choose to immerse ourselves in. The work is plentiful, but the laborers are few. There are more than enough people sitting back, watching, talking, and wondering, but not nearly enough value-added people out here making things happen. So my challenge to you, my WMPR and WGDQ listening audience, and to my YouTube viewing audience is this: be the difference. Be the difference. The value added difference that you want to see in our community. If you want to see things differently, be the difference. Don't sit back and simply watch what other folks are doing. Talk about what other folks are doing or are not doing, or wonder, what are they doing? What are they going to do? When are they going to set up the GoFundMe? When are they going to do this? When are they going to do that? Get out there. It's enough work for all of us to do something. But what you should not do, and what I encourage you not to do, don't be the person that trolls other folks and what they are doing. Don't be that person. Be bigger than that. Gotta stop right here. I'm almost done, y'all, but I gotta give a shout out to those who make things happen. They don't just sit around and see stuff in the community that needs to be done and talk about what other folks should be doing. They don't do that. They're out here every day making it happen. My good friend, Dr. Kentrell Liddell, making things happen. MD doctor, not PhD like me. She's an MD doctor. Could have chosen any path she wanted to choose, but she saw the children struggling to read, you guys. And she put her passion into her people. Every day she's out here working with these babies, trying to make sure that they are proficient in reading. She's making it happen, not just talking about it, not watching as these children fail, making it happen. I think about my good friend that I've come to know since I've been here at this radio station, Miss Chantelina Woods, down at S.E.W Training Academy. Not just talking about these kids running around here robbing, not working, not doing that, creating an opportunity. Not saying, hey, I'm not a scholar. Saying it's okay. I don't have to be a scholar to start a school, to try to help other people. That's somebody that is making it happen, not just watching it happen. I think about Miss Emily, the young lady we met in a listening session just a few months ago, back in, I think, October, November of last year. Miss Emily found herself homeless, living in a hotel with her babies. But she looked around and saw the plight of so many other mothers living when they can afford to live in a hotel. And Miss Emily said, okay, I can do something about this. I don't just have to talk about it. I can do something about it. That's what I'm talking about, people. People that are value added, that are doing things to better the community. I look at my brothers, those here, right here at this radio station. I get here every Monday morning and I'm greeted by Mr. Larry Armstrong. I'm listening to him as I'm driving to the station. He gets up pretty early too to get here, to be about it. Not just talk about what needs to be done, but to be about it, people. I think about my boss, Mr. Sherry Jones. Now, I know y'all didn't know Mr. Sherry Jones, y'all know him. But I found out why Mr. Sherry Jones is, like he is, y'all. He's a Taurus just like me, and we all stubborn. But to know him is to love him. To know him is to love him. And I think very highly of him because he's a man that's trying to make a difference in his community. Not just talking about what needs to be done, but being about it every day. I think about Mr. Marty Hart right here at WMPR. Sometimes I have to speak a word over Mr. Hart and encourage him. But he still gets up and he still comes up here and tries to make it happen every day. I think about Chef Charles, not just talking about what the community needs to do. Chef Charles is out here doing it, you guys, showing us the way, how to live healthier, how to eat healthier, how to be healthier. These are people that are doing it. And there's so many others. And I don't have time because I'm looking at the clock. And I know I got to get out of here. But I just want to encourage each and every one of us. Be that difference that you want to see in your community. As I say, my time is coming to an end, my friends, and I've got to make room. I just saw Mr. Duprice is waiting in the wings for his turn. So that means Dr. Williams has to move. I want you guys to remember to follow me on social media. I'm not out here just talking. I really do have something to say, and if you will listen, it will bless you. Trust me now, thank me later. I promise it will bless you if you listen to me. You can follow me across social media at I am SEWNOTED. I am so noted. You can stream this show online at WMPR90.1.com and 93.1WGDQ.com. You can stream us if you'd like. We would love for you to follow the efforts that we are trying to do to be the difference in our community. Join me right here next Monday at 7 a.m. If the good Lord says the same, so we'll be sitting right here in this chair talking money and more. I thank you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful Monday being with you. And I want to just send a happy shout out, happy Memorial Day weekend to all of you. Take some time to sit down and remember the sacrifices that our service people have made for us. Many of us celebrate these holidays and we have no clue what they even mean. But somebody had to sacrifice. What did they say? Many gave some, but some gave all. Think about the families that lost loved ones and that are hurting right here during Memorial Day weekend. And for those of you that'll be traveling, safe travels to you. Peace. Good morning. How are you?